girls waiting on the sideline. Two very experienced Matildas and the youngest one in this squad.
It's some substitutions. There isn't any team in the world that wouldn't like to have these three players coming on. Watch Ellie Carpenter when she comes on. She plays with a wealth of maturity. At 16 years of age, she has this blasé nature, but one of the hardest workers you'll meet, one of the quickest players you'll see.
Extraordinary speed. Yeah, she was a sprinter, I was going to say in her youth, but she's still in her youth.
It's that first step off the mark. She is such a powerful footballer. And she's quite smart as well, so great touch on the ball.
Ball chested by Lagazo. She passes in. It's time for Heyman. Now Katrina Gorry connects with the head of Abby Ursig. Chance for Polkinghorne. Run by Gregorius. Now we will see those substitutions. He's held up. Abby Ursig receiving some attention from her teammates. Collecting a rather strong shot off the boot of Katrina Gorry. Here we go, Michelle Heyman and Kaya Simon. First interchange. Michelle Heyman, Elise Keller-Knight, as you suggested, Ellie Carpenter.
Oh, how exciting. I hope it's a straight swap there. Potential to see some movement around, but oh, this is great.
Work and well done for Elise Keller-Knight. A lot of travel coming over from Germany, and great shift. Tamika Butt, who will replace Brisbane Roar teammate Katrina Gorry.
She was busy today, Katrina Gorry. She had a lot of work to do defensively. She probably didn't get on the ball as much as she would have liked in attack.
Here we go. 3 like-for-like swaps. Chance for these girls to show what they've got. Of course, some more familiar than others, but exciting times for Ellie Carpenter. Third appearance in the green and gold.
Alan Stajic only holds her in very high regard. Said she's one of the best he has seen at one-on-one defending, and that's what she'll bring to the midfield in that position. She might not be as creative as Keller-Knight, but who is? But that's what she brings to the midfield.
Steph Catley gives Tamika Butt her first touch of the game, and Annalie Longo lets Carpenter know she's in an international match. Just did a cross by Kaya Simon. Feel an immediate and perhaps lift of energy for the Matildas. Second game, of course, to come, which you'll be able to see on the ABC and Fox Sports on Tuesday. The women will play a double-header with the Socceroos at Etihad Stadium. An hour and a half up the road in Melbourne. Exciting times indeed, and wonderful to see a women's side ranked number 5th in the world getting on the bill with the men's national team.
Yes, we get to see the Socceroos take on Greece tonight. Should be a good match. I'm hearing the weather's quite bad in Sydney.
Yes, they might be needing snorkels and scuba tanks, I think. Look at the work rate of Caitlin Ford. When you think that ball's out of reach, she gets very, very close to it. Just never seems to run out of energy.
Well, she's naturally a hard worker anyway, but I have to say some of that credit needs to go to Alan Stajic. The way that he has this team defending from the front, everyone has a really good understanding of their role. And when you watch Kaya Simon, when she plays in that 9 position, she really directs play in the way that well, I guess the side she runs in and dictates where the ball's going to go with the centre backs. So much happening off the ball with this team now.
Polkinghorne. It's gathered up. Cooper. Now Lagazo. Lagazo fleet of foot. It's a free kick. Matildas perhaps with an opportunity to maybe make it 3. Put this game out of reach for New Zealand, and New Zealand will potentially be disappointed that they haven't managed to make this more of a battle thus far, but still 30 minutes to go. Ball comes in and flat, goes off the foot of Claire Polkinghorne. away from Kennedy, intercepted by Kai Simon. Back heel from Simon, neat work. Unfortunately, Percival gathers it in. Kennedy not giving up the fight either.
The crowd liked that one, didn't they? It's good to see Alana Kennedy joining the attack. She obviously started her career up in the midfield.
There's a few of our defenders that have started up front and worked their way back. Steph Catley's another one. The speedy Caitlin Ford managed to get through Hassett and Percival. Kayla Moore finds the head of Katie Bowen. A little bit scrappy right now from New Zealand. The Matildas need to be patient here. See a few more substitutions as Alana Kennedy sends the long ball flying down out of reach of Lisa DeVanna. Marissa Crummer, Tegan Allen up on their feet, warming up. This is Casey Dumont as New Zealand prepare to make a couple of changes.
It's exciting for Casey Dumont. Last time we got to see her in green and gold, I believe it was, against New Zealand when she did her ACL. It was a really sad date for her. She debuted and did a knee. And she's back fit and healthy as ever. She's playing the best football she's played. So it really is exciting to see who's going to pick up this second keeper position.
Well, the competition is just immense. As Tamika Butt makes her way down the middle. Chance here for Australia. Tamika Butt continues her run, lobs it up. And it's wide of the goal. Lovely control from the Melbuckens midfielder, playing her football in Sweden at the moment after the W League season finished. Of course, her Brisbane Roar teammate, New Zealander Kirsty Yallop, also playing there, as is Anna Green. Both of whom are about to enter the field now. Betsy Hassett makes way for Yallop. Played last W League season with Brisbane Roar. And Anna Green, who we've seen turn out for both Adelaide United and Sydney FC, comes onto the pitch. Ali Riley, 100 caps. Take a bow. Nice work. New Zealand get play underway again. Now, of course, this is about experimentation and the ladies all fighting for positions. But Sarah Walsh, how much does it upset the momentum?
Oh, well, look, I just think it provides them all opportunities. I think
it's the point of the exercise.
It is the point of the exercise, but when you look at the squad that we have here, I think, you know, some players are thinking about.
Well, New Zealand dicing dangerously, lands at the feet of Lagazo, he gives it to Ford. Ford on a hat-trick, and she prods it with the outside of her right boot into Ellen Naylor's arms. But wow, New Zealand being very casual.
Back to your point, Steph, I think that it depends on the motivations of the players, and there's obviously a lot of established players in this team, this Matildas squad. But I think there's a lot of spots up for grabs in terms of starting positions. So that, for me, that's really exciting.
Well, of course, you have to take into account as well that one rather talented player called Sam Kerr is also waiting in the wings should she recover from a foot injury.
Yeah, and it's fair to say that look, if she's healthy, she'd have to be on the plane to Rio.
Percival goes one-on-one with Ford, runs away. Garzo comes in. Referee says free kick Australia.
There's a real sense of pride in this team, and I did hear Alan Stadgic talk about the maturity level just went up another notch in Japan. And I really put that down to when you look across the caps on this team. Some of these players have gone from 20 caps, and in the blink of an eye, they're all up to 40 to 50 caps. Now the mindset of a player on 10 caps to 50 is completely different. They go about their business, they know what they're doing, you know, they're not nervous, they feel a part of the team, and with that, then, you know, that's reflected in the way that they play, and we are starting to see that consistency between a lot of these players. You see, obviously, consistency with their results, and that's the exciting thing. They're in their golden years. This team.
Lisa DeVanna releases Tamika Butt. Almost set Kaya Simon free on the near side, intercepted by Michaela Moore. And gets her head on End of the pass, Gazo. Trapped by Urseg. Now down with Anna Green, one of her first touches. And Green puts it high. Will it go over the top of Arnold? But it goes well clear of the goal. Speak of experience, the New Zealand side has certainly got a wealth of experience, as you mentioned earlier in the first half, Sarah Walsh. That might translate to perhaps older legs and quite being as pacey as this side. And we know the Matildas have pace to burn.
Yeah, possibly, but the change in the way their approaches to matches, trying to get the ball down and play with it. You know, they finally have a coach that has faith in them. And sometimes you can see maybe they don't have that faith in themselves, you know, with their decision-making, whether they go forward, whether they play that early direct ball to Hearn, when in fact they should do what's been working well for them. Get it on the ground, get your midfield on the ball, and they have a really strong midfield. It's just not for 90 minutes. It's very patchy. And that's why I think that's reflected in their results. They've been quite inconsistent. When you come up against a fifth-ranked team in the world, well, there's just a huge gap between these two.
Chloe Lagazo gets the better of Kirsty Yallop. And there is Casey Dumont, a third contender for the goalkeeping role. In the wings, it would be super to see her get a chance between the sticks today. Delivers in, ball goes flat, probably flatter than she would have hoped, finds the foot of Kirsty Yallop. Cooper back to Catley. Perhaps misread the run of the strikers. Look at Lisa Devanna ran, she's the Energizer Bunny. Never know that she is the veteran in terms of age in this team at 31 years.
I know, she's like Benjamin Button. But actually, after match day, she does look a little bit worse for wear. She's feeling the pinch. A little bit more recovery for her these days. I think it's a good thing she stayed at home this season. So obviously, she wanted her full focus on Rio. She needed to control her own destiny.
Well, she's the only player here that's been to an Olympics. Of course, scored for Australia. She was one of the goal scorers in the 2004 Olympics in Athens. Along with our own Heather Garriock scored in that tournament too. There's only been 5 Australians that have scored at the Olympics. Chloe Lagazo falls over the ball. Fortunately, hasn't managed to get injured. Caitlin Ford jumps in the way of Rhea Percival's pass. Those two in particular have been really tenacious, and talk about Lagazo being given an opportunity. She has grasped it with both hands.
Oh, she's my man of the match today. She has really been, she's just impacted the way the midfield's been set up. Always been an option.
They're trying to release Gregorius. Back to Hearn. Still with Gregorius. Flag goes up. No joy. Let's go down to Amy Duggan, who's with Michelle Heyman.
I am Michelle. Bit of breathing space now. Australia is up 2-0. How did it feel out there?
It was fun. It's nice to get back out onto the pitch, and especially having like our full squad back in town. It's a nice feeling.
Had a big week in Ballarat training, and obviously these 2 games. What's the most important part about the preparation of these 2 games?
Just to make sure that we have our best fitness actually that we could possibly get, and having these 2 games in Melbourne is definitely going to help us on our way to Rio. So it's good.
And how did you feel you went out there today?
Yeah, all right. Just battling a little bit of a flu, but trying to push through. And unlucky enough, I would have loved to get a couple of goals in, but that damn crossbar of mine.
There's always Tuesday. Good luck with the game on Tuesday, and enjoy the ice bath.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah, Michelle Heyman denied by the crossbar. Good to hear from her. Hopefully the sniffles go away. As we were chatting to Michelle Heyman, we saw the injection of Jasmine Pereira, Samoan New Zealander, her 17th cap for the Football Ferns. Plays a club football for Three Kings United, where many of these players started their careers, and it was Katie Bowen that made way. There is Pereira, played her part at the 2012 Olympics. Gregorius running busily down the far touchline. Matildas paying very close attention and really challenging these players man on man. Really in the New Zealand attacking half. It takes a very fit and skilled team to be able to do that, and the Matildas have got them covered.
Yeah, you're spot on, Steph. It's New Zealand get the ball and get it in a good position. They really have to work for that.
Chance here perhaps for Pereira, scuffs it along the ground though, no trouble for Arnold.
The difficulty is, sorry Steph, the early ball comes through and she does have Hearn for support, but there's no midfield support. They have been defending for so long now. Possession is almost 60-40. But look, it's just so difficult for them. Once you defend for that long, it's really difficult to get your midfielders forward. And that's what they need. They need a goal. They need two.
3 for a win.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, the score the last time these sides met was 3-2. Both of the New Zealand's goals scored by this girl chasing the ball down now, Sarah Gregorius. She hasn't come too close to being able to slip the ball past Mackenzie Arnold today. Getting ever colder here as we approach the 80th minute mark. And whatever sun there was has long gone. Stiff breeze and the crowd is well rugged up, but certainly enjoying this display. All lobbed into the New Zealand area. Arnold collects, although Jasmine Pereira was waiting.
Clean sheet here is very important from the Matildas. I know they take great pride in that. They really need to close matches out.
Can they keep them out here? Yes, says Tamika Butt. Over to Ford, quick play. Lagazo is tripped. Gets the free kick. As Larissa Crummer gets readied on the sideline. Messy challenge from Yallop. Kennedy, long ball down the left. Simon leaps high, can't get a real connection on it. Turns the ball to Erin Naylor. Larissa Crummer, golden boot of the W League season with Melbourne City. 9 appearances in the green and gold before and about to make it 10. It's the experienced Claire Polkinghorne running down the right wing. Mrs. Brisbane Roar teammate Tamika Butt.
This is really great to see Larissa coming on. She was pushed out of the qualifications in Japan due to a knee injury. It's great to see her back.
Foot race between Gregorius and Cooper. Ellie Carpenter jumps in for the intercept. Back with Longo. Could this be a chance for Pereira? Can't control the header. Lana Kennedy left to clear once again. And here we go, Larissa Crummer coming on. It is Lisa DeVanna, her Melbourne City teammate, who makes way. Great job from Lisa DeVanna, always an absolute treat to watch the Matildas co-captain in action.
Larissa Crummer, we just spoke about it. She's waited a very long time to put the jersey back on again. It's really good to see she's had to work hard. Work really hard. These are the kind of players that determine whether or not you make the final at a tournament like the Olympics. She can bring so much pace off the bench. She's such an exciting player.
As Carpenter is chasing down Longo. Cooper clears with the outside of the boot. Back to Yallop. Longo. And Percival. Passes into Yallop. Pereira sends it flat and low, headed away by Caitlin Cooper. To another Caitlin in the shape of Ford. Tamika Butt weaving just out of reach of Simon. Percival urging her teammates to come forward and collect. Just being so tightly marked. Matildas really have him so well covered. Tries a flick on. Simon's ready. Forward. Garzo streaming down the left. Tamika Butt on her right. No look pass to Tamika Butt. Gets it in, was hoping perhaps to cross it to Crummer. Garzo. It's up and it's high. Punched away by Naylor. Dangerous there for the Silver Ferns with Tamika Butt lying in wait, and it is New Zealand on the counter now. Sarah Gregorius shut down by Polkinghorne. They're just being given no room at all.
Well, that's just some tired legs there from New Zealand. Coughing up possession like that. I think there's plenty to be worked on with this New Zealand national team. And I know they don't get a lot of time together, neither do the Matildas, but they really need to cut that out of their game. They haven't had much ball, so when they get it, it's keeping it.
Great intercept by Lagazo. That's gone Carpenter Butt, and now with Caitlin Ford again. Architect of the first 2 goals, still with Caitlin Ford. It's Osmond Pereira that ends a particular run. Comes all the way over to the Matildas coach. To play between Lagazo and Stephanie Catley. Simon lays it out for Catley. Oh, just gathered by Erin Naylor. Might have wanted to clutch that in a little bit quicker.
That was a good cheeky 1-2 here from Steph Catley and Kaya Simon. A little bit too far out of reach for Steph Catley, but how exciting is that? Steph Catley, she's very left-footed. See, she probably could have wound up to have that on her right.
Pokes it away with her left to Butt and to Carpenter. Crummer was one of her first touches. Garzo to Simon. Percival temporarily snaring possession for New Zealand. Simon with too much control. Australia just with all the control. Possession stats still hovering around the 55-56% for Australia, but it just feels like they're in complete control of this game. Apart from a miscommunication between Simon and Ford.
Yeah, Kaya coming on has brought something very different to Michelle Heyman. They're completely different players. Kaya Simon holds the ball up so well.
Here's an interesting substitution. We've got one of the most experienced players in Katie Duncan, Nee Hoyley, coming off and being replaced by Paige Satchell, a young teenager on debut for the football fans, and exciting times. Paige also plays for Three Kings United, just 18 years of age, from Rotorua. Very excited to be included in this squad. One of only 3 players who are uncapped. Ball through from Hearn is out of reach for Pereira. But calmly clears. Polkinghorne. Beautiful ball chested down by Lagazo. Unfortunately, no one on the end. Pereira tickles it around. Dealt with by Polkinghorne. Unfortunately, that's well out of reach of any of the Matildas' attacking players. It's Casey Dumont and Tegan Allen get ready to make their foray to the last few minutes of this game. 3.5 minutes plus time added on as Chloe Lagazo attempts to add another one to the Matildas tally. Still 2-0 to the Matildas here at Moorshead Park in Ballarat. Full house here. Got their money's worth. Matildas have played entertaining, dominant football, and will give them a lot of confidence going into not just Tuesday, but to the Olympics.
They've really taken care of business today. It's almost, I feel like they've been in second gear this second half. much to what Gary Van Egmond said in his interview. The first 20 minutes we got to see really what they're capable of, and then they backed off after that and really just settled into a comfortable position where, you know, they really weren't pushed out of that second gear. I think the New Zealand of old may have, you know, with their pressing play, but today I don't think they've been at their best.
Well, Casey Dumont, wonderful to see her back between the sticks for Australia. Had so many problems with injuries. Really struggled for a long time to get any position. She debuted in 2015 versus New Zealand. She did her ACL and it was after waiting 5 years for a start. Another one making a re-entry into the national team, Tegan Allen, takes the place of Claire Polkinghorne. And Tegan Allen, another one that's impressed Alan Stajic through her season with Sydney FC this year.
Don't quote me, I think the last game.
And here, Kai Simon away. Chance for Kai Simon, just beyond the reach of Erin Naylor. Beautiful work from Simon, just missing. Left corner.
Would have liked to have seen her take that in further. Plenty of opportunities to take another touch here, take it right in. I think she did see the keeper off the line and just mishit that. But Tegan Allen said, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure her last match for Australia was against the US, and I was involved in that match. So that's a very long time ago.
Not that long, Sarah.
Was it?
Surely not.
2012. Well, we might get back to that stat. But it has been a very long time, so it is really good to see that she's back fit and healthy.
Okay, no, she played in the Asian Cup.
Okay.
2014, so a little bit afterwards. Well, I feel like it's only yesterday you were running around on the pitch anyway. Days like this, you like being rugged up though in the high in the stands. Watching our future Olympians do their stuff. Caitlin Ford on the run again, has Catley inside. And Legazo overlapping. Ford puts it out for Tamika Butt. Tamika Butt has a shot palmed over by Naylor, who's had a very busy few minutes indeed.
Naylor has been outstanding for New Zealand today. Really, this could have been 4-0. Unbelievable save here. And see, Tamika Butt, it's a difficult angle to be able to hit that on, especially with the power she hit it with, coming across her body, almost getting away from her to be able to hit that back to where it was coming from. Good passage of play from the Matildas.
They've certainly made it difficult for the Silver Ferns these last few minutes. Another one to the tally. Or Naylor unable to collect that one. She does get the free kick bowled over by contact with Alana Kennedy. We've reached the 90-minute mark and there'll be a little bit of time added on. 4 minutes still to play, and a chance perhaps for the Football Ferns to get something back in this match before the two sides head off to Melbourne. And another clash at Etihad Stadium. Unfortunately, with turnovers like that, once again, it's Australia in possession. Stats have moved back up towards the 60% mark for Australia.
It's been a very, very tough day for these New Zealand strikers. They've gotten through some serious running up top with very little, no service.
What do you think Alan Stajic will make of this performance from the Matildas? They haven't really been troubled, as you said, at times look like they've been in, perhaps in second gear, equally not picking up injuries and doing what they've got to do.
Well, knowing Alan Stajic, I'm pretty sure he won't be happy with the way that they kind of have been in cruise control. They really haven't been ruthless today. There's plenty of opportunities that they have missed, so it's not been a perfect performance. But look, it's 2-0 against New Zealand, a very tough rival of Australia. A huge amount of history between these two teams. But have they been a top 5 team today? I'm not sure, but definitely working towards it.
The chance for Australia here. Tamika Butt with another shot, this time off a left boot. Oh, hits the crossbar. Chance for a follow-up. Kai Simon goes for the spectacular overhead kick. Can't connect. Still with Australia. No. Yoshimi Yamashita says New Zealand free kick. The intensity of this match is certainly there for the last few minutes. Australia looked the more willing and certainly would love to make it 3-0 before the final whistle. As Crummer puts it out for Ellie Carpenter. Teenager runs away, passes back in for Crummer. Cooper. He's trying to find Kaya Simon, but Kayla Moore dealt with that one well. And it all ends with Erin Naylor once more. New Zealand put anything on the board. The turnovers keep coming and it just all breaks down before it even reaches the back four of the green and gold. Rhea Percival this time with an opportunity. Longo can't control. Carpenter clears. Yallop, Percival. Could New Zealand be in here? Longo goes wide for Gregorius.
She's been called for offside from an offside position. She's been really busy, Gregorius. She always plays with the same passion. She's always causing defenders issues.
Certainly done her fair share of work today. However, it's not been enough for the Silver Ferns. They've got a few things to think about for the rematch on Tuesday night. Naylor clears. Longo again waiting in the middle, also been very busy today as the Silver Ferns press forward once again. Just the accuracy of the distribution has been lacking a little. Not enough to give them any result as Yoshimi Yamashita of Japan blows the whistle to end the match here. And well, it's been 22 years since the Australian women were last defeated by New Zealand, and this Matildas side have continued that unbeaten run. Plenty of confidence in the green and gold ranks as they turn their attention to the rematch on Tuesday night at Etihad Stadium. For New Zealand, yes, some work to do with another chance to break that streak just days away. Here, though, at Morshead Park in Ballarat, it's Australia 2, New Zealand 0.